This is Scorpio Books, and I'm your host, Amber Cheyenne. Today, we have Lucifer joining us, and we're going to talk about 5 plants that might save your ass if you're stranded in the woods. Let's start with the Blackberry Bush. The Blackberry Bush is the berries on it are edible. It's hard to mistake it for another plant because they look almost identical to the ones that you find in the stores. The only difference might be a slight size difference. The vines can be used to create rope to tie together your shelter, traps to help you catch smaller prey like birds or rabbits or squirrels. You can also use the vines and weave them together and create like a fish net. Then they can be used to create arrows. After the blackberry bush, we have the cattails. The base of the cattail is edible. The fuzzy part that you find on the top of it is actually a pretty decent fire starter from what I've read. I will probably have a video showing that when we go to test it. And then we'll decide whether it's flammable, it makes a good fire starter, or all the research we did was wrong. Then, let's move on to the yucca plant. Now, these plants, you can find them all over the place. Like, I go driving down the road and I see about 20 of them. These plants can be used to create sandals or baskets. You can weave them together to create almost anything that you can use to carry something. Then we have the pine trees. You can use the needles to create the bedding and the branches to create the rest of your shelter, and then some of the branches that have a lot of the needles on them over the top as a windbreak and a weather break. That way you don't get soaked or snowed on. If you do it right, you'll be fine. But make sure your bed, when you go to build your shelter, is elevated a little bit, because the ground will suck the heat out of you in no time. Last but not least, we have the rose bush. These things, the wild rose bushes, can be used in similar ways as the blackberry bush. You can create the traps along with fish nets, and you can make the arrows out of them. If you know what you're doing, you can honestly use everything on this list and come out perfectly fine. Because with both the blackberry bush and the rose bush, you can use them to tie together your shelter. With that, on top of the pine tree being used for your shelter, wouldn't recommend relying on it for your sole source of food, but you can use them to create the bow. A basic survival bow, but make sure you have something to put on the back of it, like a backing, to strengthen it, because pine and cedar are soft woods, so they'll more than likely break when you go to use them. We will have a video testing out part of what we've mentioned today on another video. We will also have another video on plants that can help you survive coming out soon, with plants that could very well and highly likely kill you if you accidentally eat them or go messing with them. That's all for the day. Feel free to hit that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the notification bell